This video was created by the nonprofit organization Pure Earth and its partners in Bangladesh, the University of Dhaka, to support a proposal to the TAUW Foundation to conduct a lead remediation project in Bangladesh and to increase the capacity of the government and others to conduct similar projects in the future. Bangladesh, like many lower-income countries, has a lead problem. Throughout the country, tens of thousands of workers informally recycle lead-acid batteries used in automobiles and solar energy systems. As seen here, the process of dismantling the batteries and smelting the lead inside is incredibly crude and includes no pollution controls to protect the environment, the surrounding community, and the workers involved. Through its Toxic Sites Identification Program, Pure Earth and the University of Dhaka have identified and assessed more than 100 battery recycling operations like this one around Bangladesh. Beginning in 2017, Pure Earth selected one of these contaminated communities to be the site of a demonstration remediation project conducted in cooperation with the Department of Environment. The community of Kathgora was the site of two informal battery recycling operations that processed hundreds of batteries over 2 years. Through that process, the entire residential community was contaminated with lead dust, and children played on piles of lead and piles of discarded contaminated materials.
Everyone, my name's Drew McCarter and I'm Pure Earth's Regional Director for South Asia and East Asia. And we're in Bangladesh currently visiting a project site. We're doing our due diligence for a remediation project. This is the site of informal lead-acid battery recycling. The operators of this site have moved on, so it is what we call a legacy site, where the pollution has stopped and the contamination levels in the soil are so high that it causes a severe risk to local children.
The project began with an assessment of the contaminated areas. We conducted environmental sampling to understand the geographic scope and severity of the contamination, and a community education program to teach local residents about the dangers of lead and the goals and activities of the project, which included scraping highly contaminated topsoil from all public areas and collecting that contaminated soil for later disposal. We also covered and repaired all contaminated roadways and pathways and conducted an extensive home cleaning program to remove any remaining lead dust from within homes. A pit was excavated to provide clean soil to replace the contaminated topsoil we had removed, and contaminated topsoil was later buried in the same pit and covered with a geotextile layer and 2 meters of clean soil.
Now we already dug all our toxic pile into this area. We dug around 40 by 60, and the depth is around 5.5 feet. And we dug all our toxic piles here. Then we covered with the geotextile as a separator from the clean soil. And these soils are just covered, the thin layer of soil, to locate the toxic soil and also the clean soil. And we have to cover this area with clean soil from the other source, like we have to buy it or we have to collect it from the other source. And we have to keep around 5.5 feet according to the manual or according to our consultant advice. We covered the land with another 5.5 feet clean soil.
Finally, Pure Earth conducted post-project environmental and blood analyses to ensure that public soils were clean and to measure any reductions in the concentrations of lead in local children's blood after the project. The blood analysis showed that within 9 months of the project, the concentration of lead in children's blood had already dropped by 20%, and we anticipate these concentrations to continue to fall. The project in Kathgora showed that lead remediation in Bangladesh can be successful and cost-effective, but it was not designed to provide training. What is needed now is a project that aims to replicate this success with a focus on training local stakeholders and producing guidance materials that will allow government and others to implement additional projects using local expertise and resources. The project in Kathgora taught us valuable lessons about how to conduct such a remediation project in Bangladesh, and our previous assessments have shown that there are at least hundreds, if not thousands, of similar sites throughout the country. The proposal that we've developed for the TAUW Foundation is designed specifically to improve on and scale up the work that has been conducted so far. We hope that the Foundation sees the lasting value that a project like this can provide to a country like Bangladesh that is just beginning to recognize and address environmental health risks from lead.